Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Weatherboys podcast. I am Derek Kever. That is Alan Longstreet. That is Matt Phillips, the man behind the camera. You don't often see his face. He is a Weatherboy nonetheless.
Look how handsome that face is.
It is handsome.
Look at that.
I'm getting older and older every day.
Guys, what did you think about that song? What a great song.
Fantastic. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we're the real deal now.
That's great.
We've been working on that little teeny tiny project for a while. Okay, so that was recorded by a local band called the 3148s. Craig, Tom, Ian, and Jay. They are a great group of dudes, all lawyers.
Can you explain the name?
No, yes and no.
Is it inappropriate?
No, it's just they get asked that all the time because, and they will admit it's a very silly name. There is some legislation 3148.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Where it's like a law for like the law that they do. It's some inside baseball thing, but they've stuck with it.
And it works.
As long as they know. I mean, right? Mm-hmm.
Rock band, and they have multiple shows. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram. They've got shows coming up all summer long, and then it all culminates with their big year-end Lollapalooza on August 1st. I'll be emceeing that.
I went to one of these rock shows, Matt, with Derek once. This was in Ferndale. Was it the Loving Touch? I may or may not have been.
I think it
Derek might not remember because we might have had a couple of beverages.
What?
Perhaps.
Really?
And maybe we went to go find our car, your car,
I've heard this.
in Ferndale, and we couldn't find it, so we Ubered.
Yeah, it's a good thing we did not drive that night.
Oh, yeah.
And Ubered, came back out the next day.
Yep,
Smart
sure did.
decision.
Anyways, a huge thank you to the 3148s for recording that little intro for us. We're very excited to have it. Makes us feel legit.
Oh, for sure.
Awesome.
Now for the other man that makes us feel legit. This guy right here.
Look at it. Well, me? Thank you.
No, I'm pointing to the screen of Matt Phillips. You see the box? The box.
Yeah, but you're not, though. You're pointing at me.
Matt Phillips.
It is kind of strange.
How do we properly introduce this genius of a man right
The
here?
man, the myth, the legend, the wizard, the maestro.
Is this why you brought me on?
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to just, for the next 35 minutes, all we're going to do is tell you how great you are.
Well, because I was going to do the opposite for you.
Oh, I know. No, I
that's
know.
okay.
Actually, Matt has some things he wants to start with. Do you want to start here?
It's
with
almost like
Mike
Festivus
etiquette?
is like the airing of grievances.
Oh, yeah. So are we ready? I'm ready.
There's going to be a long list.
Let's just start with the mic.
Okay, yes.
Actually, not the last one. The basketball, when we were working with the Pistons Extreme team. I noticed in the background, a long shot, I was way far away from you guys, and you guys were running. You were jogging.
Sure.
Warming up.
Yeah.
Drop the mic. The whole pack drops from his...
Derek.
Right. Still pinned.
Dang it.
Uh-huh.
And how does he recover it? He yanks it up like it's a leash on a dog.
Oh, he grabbed it by the cord.
Big no-no.
This all tracks.
Yeah. It
Sounds a lot like me.
Should we count the times that it's broken? That it didn't break that time though. That's good, right?
It's great. He's broken a few. What, 2 or 3? I mean, it hasn't been.
I've legit broken 2. One of them that needed to go back to engineering, like it was done for the day. I don't even think you were shooting that one, Matt.
No, that was Holloway. That was at the.
Correct. You broke his, but you broke my personal mic and then JBK's mic at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one.
Well, during the roller derby one, I know it fell off. Somebody broke the clip because the clip no longer clips to anything. It just, dangles.
We lost an $80 windscreen once. I remember that. We found that one though.
That was in the.
That was a haunt, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, should
we didn't find it. We went back and looked. We didn't find it. Did not find that.
Okay.
The reason we wanted Matt to come on is because we have had a very busy last 6 months as the Weatherboys, and Matt has been there for all of it. And we wanted to just kind of reminisce, maybe even from the start, and go through just some stories, some Weatherboy stories that from Matt's point of view.
Sure. Oh gosh.
So I guess why are we reminiscing about it? That's why we're reminiscing about it.
Yeah, that's what. Well, yeah. What do you mean? There's no reason. Just because we're just.
If we want to
yapping.
say this summer,
It's a couple guys yapping.
This summer it marks 2-year anniversary.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It's 2 years, and it's been a lot of work.
And
Okay.
Derek got us a cup for the first one. What are you going to get us for this one?
I got you,
got
a
us a nice
glass.
glass.
A cup makes it sound.
I know.
A nice cup.
It sounds like you put Kool-Aid in it.
A little plastic. You got us this little
nice
plastic cup.
pint. A nice 16-ounce pint.
Beautiful.
You, Matt.
And a nice beer in there, like an Oberon.
It said Weatherboys 1 year of not backing down.
Yeah.
That was a good gift.
was
This
a great
year I'm getting
gift.
everybody cars.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're all getting cars.
Yeah, sweet. I'll take one of those
So-
Teslas.
Yeah. So Matt, working with us is probably terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What is it like from your point of view?
From my point of view, it's interesting. I think we all have a thought about how it's going to work out and how everything's going to play out, and then after the first 5 seconds, everything just completely goes out the window because you guys lock and do your own thing, which is fine. And I have to slow you down from time to time. Because,
From time to time.
Like every 10 minutes.
because
Oh
it's
my
really, I
gosh.
mean, when you look at what we do on these long form pieces that we do, it probably requires 5 to 6 people. I mean, if we were going to do it in a real production company, this is not a real production company. No, I said it's a real production company, but we also have to do other things, and we don't have staff that large to cover all the things like audio, like having an actual sound man, having a producer, a field producer on site that can do all this. I'm actually working the camera and field producing, and actually at the same time monitoring all the audio channels that were.
And unlike a normal news story, there's one audio channel because it's one microphone, right? Maybe 2 if you talk about the one on the camera.
Correct. You might be doing a one-on-one interview. You might have 2 mics. Sometimes on Weatherboys we might have 4. I mean, I think the most we had, actually that's the most we can have, was 4.
Yeah, and so it sucks when we break them, especially mid-shoot, because you got to try to figure something out. And it's always fun to watch you, because it's usually two cameras, you and Brian.
Well, that's not how it
usually.
started, though. It started with just Matt. And then, the very first story we ever did was the disc golf.
Well, we had 3 for that.
We had 3 for that. We did have 3. We had Doug and Brian.
Yeah, Doug showed it. Doug showed up hard.
You're right.
Yeah,
But
if we can have 3 every time, it'd be great.
Yeah. But it's incredible, and you probably hate it, but you find ways, and this sucks. But it's your product of your own success because you find ways to make it work when it's just you. You set up all these, and that must be a slog to look through.
Yeah,
for the old edit.
So if we want to fast forward to the edit, the first day I'm banging my head on the table, just because I don't know what I have, and I see the script and I'm like, oh my. And once I go through it, though, I mean, start laying it out, then it starts coming to me. Then I start kind of relaxing. Then I start really finding my groove and putting it together.
What is the process? So you have to ingest all the video, which is it's an enormous amount of video.
Let's just talk about the last shoot we had. We had 6 cameras for the kart race.
Yeah.
And so we placing different cameras on the track and cameras on the actual carts themselves, and then you got to start putting those together and make it make sense in in like a sequence. And that's tough, especially the kart racing was really tough because how many laps did you guys do? Like
15 each time.
So I had to condense that, obviously, but at the same time make it interesting to watch. And I don't know, was it?
I think that was my most. I mean, they're all good, but I think that was the most impressive because the go-kart racing, which is really fun and exciting, is also visually dull.
It's so
because
boring
we're
to
only
watch.
going 30 miles an hour, which feels fast, but when you watch it, it's not fast.
Oh no! If you were to watch just one camera,
Oh my gosh!
but it's slow. Yeah, it's very slow.
And when you're talking about a shoot like that, where you had 3 cameras along the race, the continuity matters too. So you have to line up the turn in one camera with the turn in another camera. So there's a whole nother sub level of work that you have to do.
Yeah, so it's a lot of times it's if you can kind of like match the audio, if you have a camera that's actually picking up audio channels the same as the other camera was, then it's easier. But if it's not, then you have to kind of scrub through the video. Okay, he's making this turn. Is it? Oh, yep. And then you line it up, and it's a process, total process. So this one took a little bit longer to edit to get done, and but I think it came out great.
Oh my God, Matt! It was first off,
Fantastic.
every single piece you've edited every single piece.
How many pieces? How have we done?
Well,
Oh,
I can
I
tell
don't
you, I
know.
got them all pulled up right
Shut
here.
up! You have a list.
1, 2, 3,
Aw.
4,
We're gonna
5,
count.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
21.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
Wow.
25.
25.
25 Weatherboys pieces in 2 years.
And some of these
That
aren't
is-
not the same. Some of them are a little bit shorter, condensed. Like you remember when we adopted a dog for the day. And,
Yeah.
But again, those are like, I love how each one is kind of different. And we have these big production Weatherboy shoots, and then we have a smaller type of condensed, just kind of showing, not really, sometimes learning, but
the Father's Day one with Luderman.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Because it's very heartfelt.
Yes.
And that is what, and we as a group kind of early on decided what makes this different than just the MTV Jackass, that show, is we've got a story in it, and the story has heart to it. And Alan he writes it and he crafts the story, but you're the one that brings it to life, Matt. Like, you take all of that stuff, hours of stuff, and you make it actually sing. You make people, you give the goosebumps. You're the goosebump giver. And that's all thanks to you. That's all thanks to you.
High blood pressure for me, goosebumps for other people. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, especially the old Rudy one, man. And Dirk, when you dunked that ball, I mean, and it surprises me every time how perfect it goes. Because, we have a general idea of what's going to happen. But like you said, it gets thrown out. Never in a million years did we plan for Derek to miss a dunk, finally get it, even when we were doing it. That wasn't the idea necessarily.
The idea was not when we put it together. We were going to put it together. That wasn't going to be the
arc.
The pinnacle. Yeah.
But it was. It had to be. And
I
told you guys right in the middle of the edit, I was like, I know where this is going, and it's how it's going to end.
I felt
it's going to be beautiful.
I felt like that one was from the beginning. Because I felt you from the get, you were like, got it, done, over. You guys are going to love it. Mm-hmm. It's great.
When we first started this, so 2 years ago, we do the, in order, it went the Frisbee story.
Yep.
And the second story we did it go right to
the Halloween piece, right?
Yes, the Halloween.
No, we had Gene, artistic roller skating.
Yeah, Gene was second.
Gene was second. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and that was also one that almost never happened.
Well, that was funny. That was going to be just to get fit, and then last minute, I'm like, "Hey, Derek, you want to come?
Yeah,
you want to come and do this?" I was like, "Should we do it?
Want to put your wife's gold pants on?"
Right. Yeah, and I remember ordering the. I sent him a screenshot of the vest, the open vest, because we hadn't done stupid outfits yet, and I'm like, I was sweating when I ordered that on Amazon. I go, is this too much, Derek? I remember going back and forth. I didn't know if we should do it or not because I didn't want to be cheesy, and we did it, and there you go.
But then that one was that a solo camera shoot for you?
Yes, I remember it was just Matt.
It was just me.
Yeah. And so we learned a little bit along the way. So I'll give us credit in the sense where we always go big, but we always learn a little thing. And so after the second or maybe third, you were like, I can't be the solo camera. This has to be a multi-cam shoot.
And then a solo camera happened again.
Oh,
remember?
Oh, yeah. Your worst one. Or not your worst one, the one that you hated the most, I think, editing.
Rugby?
No. Nope.
Rugby, yes, correct.
Oh, that was the one?
It was when Derek and I it didn't get heated, but it was we had a moment where we were talking it through. We were actually having, this is coworkers.
Yeah.
I was upset and he wasn't understanding why I was upset. And we kind of had a back and forth. And it was because there was a lot to shoot.
Yeah.
And I think from my point of view, and especially single camera, when it starts out, it's I'm trying to concentrate on you guys because you guys are obviously the subject matter, right? Correct. And then I don't have any B-roll. And I usually rely on the second shooter to try to get that B-roll for me. If people don't know what B-roll is, it's just basically the video that you shoot that you would lay over and stuff like that. And so we came to agreement where you guys just kind of stepped off, and I went out and shot a bunch of B-roll and then brought you guys back on. And then, that piece today, till this day, is one of my favorites.
Yeah. It is by far the most popular piece we've ever done on the internet because it took off in Australia.
It did.
Because they've got a big rugby population there. And it's that and I don't have many moments like that in my life, Matt, and I'm getting goosebumps just saying this to you, but I grew up with all sisters, and so I didn't have a brother that I could confront.
Yeah.
And because we said words to each other.
Yeah.
And I don't have many moments or people in my life that I can be honest with like that. And kind of hey, blah, 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 and you gave it back and I gave it back. And then we still go on with the day and respect each other because there's a base of love there.
Correct.
And I don't have that. So you mean a lot to me.
Same.
And you mean a lot to me.
Same.
But you guys are the brothers in my life that I don't have. And so that was a real moment. I think about that moment a lot.
Yeah.
Just because to be able to, so I guess what I'm trying to say is with sisters, if something like that happened, we would be mad. They would be mad at me for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
and there would be this passive aggressiveness for weeks, where we could have that moment with each other and get back to life right away.
Yeah, and it just builds growth, anyways. Yeah. Those moments you have to have them to grow, and I think it did allow us to grow.
I think it did.
Well, I remember that night. The shoot was it was a school night, and the shoot was over late. And I left, and you guys were still there.
Yeah, talking.
Hanging out under the pavilion at 9 o'clock at some local park. It was wonderful. I was going to say, I thought the one that you were most frustrated with was the acro yoga. Not during it, but after, just because I wrote something in that we didn't plan on writing in, and so we had nothing of that girl. It was just another haphazard shoot on my behalf.
I do slightly remember this, and but I did. But in the end, it worked out. It worked out.
Absolutely,
and it was actually one of the favorite moments in that piece was when we introduced her, and the way you introduced it, the way you wrote it, it just came together. Again, it seems like every time I do a Weatherboys piece, things just kind of come together. Mm-hmm. And it's the same. We can say the same thing about. The arc about what happens after the Weatherboy pieces.
Oh yeah, right.
So when we talk about this last kart racing with Ricky Taylor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now he won the race last year. He came in second. He was very close to winning his second.
He was in first place on the last lap.
Race. Yeah.
He was in first place on the last lap.
Yes.
He got overtaken on the last lap.
Yes. And so again, second place. Still on the podium. He's still on the podium.
Right.
I mean, and we have so many of these stories where we can take Zach, the rock climber who went to the Olympics.
Oh, dude, he's still doing it. I thought he just hit another PR. He was at like 4.88, I think. He was at nationals. Yeah, he'll be back next 3 years from now.
It has been a weird phenomenon where we hone in on a story, we hone in on a subject, and then we find out within 6 to 12 months that they have reached a level of success. So I think that's what you're trying to say. Is Ricky Taylor was our subject, second place in the Detroit Grand Prix. Zach Clymer goes to freaking the Olympics.
Right.
I mean, he makes it all the way.
He wasn't in the Olympics before we started this, and then he qualified after we shot this.
We did a story with the Oakland men's basketball team, and they go to the Sweet 16. They've never done that before. Yeah. And so, like, we just have these moments where, like, people seem to accomplish things after the story hits. It's a very cool phenomenon.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, give us some of that success, guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I want to go to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I want to have 1 million YouTube followers, please.
That'd be great. Yeah. That'd be fantastic.
Everyone click and subscribe.
The other thing that we did and we embarrassingly haven't done enough of recently is a lot of times when Matt would finish an edit, we would meet and like we watched it at the bar together.
Yeah.
So like you would bring the laptop and we would all get to do our first viewing together. And that was always a fun brotherhood, bonding, team building moment too. I love that we did that.
I think it's been a year. When's the last time we did that?
We haven't done that in person, but we did it the last time with the kart racing. We did it on the camera.
We did.
And the other times I've just kind of sent it to you and then waited for responses.
Oh, yeah, we did huddle and watch. Oh, that's right. I laid in bed. That was fantastic.
So should we go through story by story and just and reminisce?
Does Eclipse count in that story count?
Yes.
It should.
I didn't even count the Eclipse, but the Eclipse might have been my favorite all-time
favorite experience.
like work day.
Well, that's
100%.
It was road trip, which is fantastic. We did live shots on the way in the Weatherbeats on the way down there, and set up and just had fun. We just had a great day. It was just a great day overall. Great people, great atmosphere. And I mean, we saw a great eclipse.
And the eclipse itself, dude, when we started prepping for that show, I didn't give a hoot about the eclipse. I really didn't care. I know as a meteorologist, I'm supposed to care. And then I started learning about it, and then you start to talk to people, and the contagion inside of you grows. And being there, man, with those people, I still have that video, like just of the eclipse. And it's not even, well, it is seeing it, because that's one part. But the other part is hearing the people. It's like you're at a friggin' lawyer rock show, man. Everyone's just it's fantastic.
It's like the 3148s are playing and everyone's going nuts.
Yeah, I can't say their name because I always want to say B-52s.
They're not the B-52s.
I know they're not. They're better than the B-52s.
Well, and the Eclipse Day, it was really one of the first examples. I mean, we had a few lead up to that, but one of the first examples of management and the station just saying, we trust you guys. Go ahead. Like, do it.
Yeah, do your thing.
Because we said, we're going to do a 2.5-hour live show. Nobody approved scripts. Nobody even looked at the rundown we made. We just together developed a 2.5-hour show, and they said, we trust you, go do it. And that's one of the things that this franchise has gotten here at Fox 2, which is fantastic, and it's just a show of support from management. But there are not a lot of other people outside of Rob Wolchek that get a 7.5-minute slot on our news.
No.
And we get it every time, and nobody questions it.
It's entertainment. I mean, it's I love the entertainment. and the arc and through the whole story. It's fabulous.
Dina Santafanti's walking by, giving us eyes.
She asked for, you guys wanted your autograph. We told her to shut up. Just get it later, man. We're busy right now.
Matt, in terms of editors, I mean, we have some amazing editors at Fox 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are unarguably at the top of that list.
I wouldn't say that, but go ahead.
Well, of course you wouldn't say that.
That makes
This guy
sense.
right here is far too humble. Does it sometimes, like, you get pulled to do all of these craft pieces?
Correct.
Do you like doing that? Or does it get to be a lot sometimes? Because this first off, the pressure of putting them together would probably be high. But second off, it takes like a week to edit a piece like this.
Not a week, maybe 4 days tops. So not a complete week. But yeah, again, I love doing them. I do, because if I see a vision and I can see it in my head, it's harder for me. And I think an editor, just being creative every single time, right? You go out and it's like a painter, like you're trying to put something together or paint a portrait or whatever you're trying to do. And sometimes you don't have it. And so it takes a minute to get there. And, but I enjoy doing them. I hate sitting in a chair for 8 hours,
Sure.
at a time.
We'll get you some
sometimes even
fidget
longer.
spinners or something, maybe.
No, just do some push-ups.
Yeah. Oh, right.
push-ups.
Oh, right. We got to go there later. Yeah.
Push-ups. But yeah, it's difficult sometimes, but I do enjoy it. I've always enjoyed it.
You know the thing that, I mean, I'll just keep patting ourselves on the back, or you on the back, because it's so shocking to me every time to hand you the script. And some of the stuff is specific, but not all of it. Not all of it at all. Some of it is very vague. I mean, it's specific in my mind, but the transfer of like knowledge from one person to another is so hard sometimes. Yet, when I put it down, it always is what I think. Like like not many people can do that. Like we're just two peas in a pod, just three peas in a pod. Brain waves are synced up, and it just makes me happy. That's all.
And
There's no question.
No, listen, this whole station's, to me, I love everyone here. I love working with everyone here. I don't think there's one person here where I would just call them out and be like, that person I can't work with. But here in our group, we work well together.
We do work well together.
Sure do.
And if the script, this is a rough draft or whatever, and I just kind of go at it, sometimes I feel bad, like I'm going to cut out something like a track or
Cut it.
something.
No,
Cut it out.
no,
Mr.
yes.
Surgeon over here, just scalpel it.
Yeah.
I feel bad every single time, and I've told him multiple times. I'm like, I had to do it, but it makes sense during the edit. You're going through, and you're just like, it just doesn't make sense. Pop it out.
You're also one of the first editors here, and maybe nationwide. Like, you started including like cartoons and a little bit of like graphic design. You know what I mean? Like some of the images and things that show up in the Weatherboys pieces, you make those. You do it.
The monsters from the first one.
Yep. It's all me, because a lot of it's AI. It's artificial intelligence. It's just but you're creating it, but from your words, and it's helping out. But yeah, But I've had some fun doing that, and it's actually led to your cartoon that you guys have done.
Yeah,
I couldn't actually do that. I can't.
We
can't
asked
animate.
you.
Yeah, there's no way. It's beyond my scope.
So do this in 2 hours time.
Animate it. Yeah, I mean, how long does it take that person who animates?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. It's a tough job.
Yeah. Do you ever worry you're going to get hurt on the shoots? Because you've done some crazy stuff with us. For example, the medieval fighting. You were in the ring at times when people are swinging battle axes, and we're in full armor.
Yeah.
And it, sucks.
You're not.
And you're not. And you're like in the crap with us.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been scared in any Weatherboy shoot. We talked about skydiving, and that'll probably scare me more than anything.
Yes, we have to do that. I was scared once, and it was a very tame shoot. It was the parade company.
Oh.
When we found when we found the one float that I don't think they wanted us to use. I don't even know if I think it's not the one with the trampoline. Oh. When we were there's like a trap door to get up there, and we were jumping on it. Yeah, that was one time. I was like, oh, that was a double bounce, too much.
Yeah, that was a good
Because I
one.
was shooting with the smaller camera, and
We were jumping
and then his weight took me, and I went flying.
Yeah.
A little scary. Not too bad though.
The Weatherboys franchise has also led to some advances in technology, which has been pretty cool here, because after the first couple of shoots, you're lugging this, 20-pound camera?
Yeah.
You're doing this big camera around for every shot, and you were like, guys, I need this particular type of camera. And we went to the boss, and the boss was like, done.
Yeah, do it.
Boom. Just like that. And no questions asked. And that's a testament to us, guys. Like that, they knew that it was going to result in better content, and they did it.
Yeah, and we've shot a majority, like the smaller pieces with I think the first time we used it was rugby. I think we did the short teaser piece that we did.
Yes.
And I used that camera the entire time.
Is that the old gimbal? I make that up.
It's just a little DJI Pocket.
DJI Pocket. All right.
And then we shot a majority of the adopted dog on that as well. And yeah, it's a great camera. It's nice to use, and I've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. I remember you shot when I gave you the vodka instead of the water. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, that was a real nice gag. Yeah, thanks for that.
Fun little thing. I don't even think that ever made air.
I still have it. I still have every single. Well, actually, I don't have every single thing. I'm missing the disc golf. I've saved the raw for every single Weatherboys.
How many gigabytes is that?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Before we shift, we still have to do. We're sitting in purgatory with the
improv.
Improv. Thank you. We got to get an improv show. We got to do it. We have to make it happen.
Yeah, but the problem with it, and this is a thing that we discuss as a group, is like there's got to be some depth to the story. Like there has to be more to that story.
One day we went and adopted a dog.
I know.
Another day we decorated a Christmas tree.
I know, but those were always intended to be shorter stories. This one was supposed to be a longer one.
Well, I think it can go either way, right? I mean, you know this guy. We just put it in front of him, and he makes it sing the right note. He knows if it needs to be long or short.
Does that make you upset when we do that?
That's my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it piss you off as an editor when we're like, hey, Matt, can you just make that look good? Or would you prefer the not like over your shoulder, us being like, no, I want that shot there. No, I want that there. Do you prefer the creative freedom?
Yeah, I like the creative freedom. I like being by myself during edits. I don't like a lot of over the shoulder type of
because I've done that before to you.
Helicopter.
Yeah, like where you're in there working. I'm like, I just want to see.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like looking at me like, no.
Oh yeah, in my head it's great. We're drinking beers, watching him edit, being like, hey, how about this over there? Yeah, that would never work.
I don't think Matt would like that.
It's one of those things where it's just like you got to be in your own space and be able to concentrate. And
can I tell you a trend that I notice when the edit happens?
Sure.
So day one, I feel like Matt's in a great mood. So that's like ingesting video, Matt.
Did I just say the opposite? Didn't I say that?
Yeah, you said the opposite. You said day one is crazy because you've got to get everything. But I noticed that day one is fun. And like videos getting ingested, and you're like hanging out in the weather office,
very beginning,
and it's like, what are you doing? And you're like, oh, the video's getting ingested. It takes a while, and everything's good. And then like the first day, it's like, okay, I've made some progress. And then day two is usually angry. It's like that's usually when it's like, this track's cut. This and this has got to go. Guys, I got to wrap this up. And then day three, if you finish it in a 3-day edit, day three, but you always get it to us at like 9 o'clock at night. And then everybody's in a great mood.
Keep saying that 9 o'clock at night because I just want everyone to know.
Oh,
it's some late night stuff.
Oh my God, Matt. And that is the one thing that is tough with this franchise is I would say 60% of the work that we do is off of work hours.
Yeah.
Like the shoots are either late in the day, and so that's after a work day, and so we got to add that on. Or like right now, I mean, Alan already worked a full shift. He came back to do this.
Yeah.
And then a lot of your edits are, I mean, shoot, man, I remember that one weekend you were editing on a Saturday and you were texting us. And it's like, dude, stop working. And you were like, I can't. I've got to get this done because I have a Terran piece coming up next week that I got to work on. And so there is so much of this work that happens off the clock.
It does. I mean, still on the clock. But you know what I mean. It's almost like you're taking away a little bit of family time or whatever. But because sometimes I go home. I'm a little. It's mobile because I have a laptop and I can take it home and plug into a nice big monitor at home as well and work on it. And it doesn't matter where I am. I just got to lock in and focus. And once I do that, you guys start getting like clips.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are my favorite when we get the random clips.
Just send them to see what you guys are thinking when I send them out. And it inspires me too because if you guys like it, and if you don't like it, then I kind of know what direction I'm headed with it. So.
I always make sure that if I like it, I respond in kind because I want you to know that it's good and that it's appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean,
you can be honest though too.
Oh,
if it's crap, just let me know.
It's never crap. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's never crap.
Yeah,
never crap.
No, it's never crap. I mean, it's super cheesy, but you do what you like. You won't work a day in your life, right? That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Saw it on a magnet somewhere. Little bumper sticker.
Can we talk about something that we did a whole module that we're not supposed to talk about at work?
Sexual harassment?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Matt's physique.
Oh yeah, we can.
We've got to because
look
this,
at those
lines.
pecs. Look at
this
the chest.
the dude has.
Oh my gosh,
he
those
is
triceps.
an example of having a goal and sticking with it. And I appreciate the heck out of that.
It's June 4th, and you've done how many push-ups for the year?
Just over 35,000.
35,000, and your goal is what?
50,000 by October.
And why 50,000?
Because I turned 50 in October.
Happy
And
almost birthday.
So this all came about because I have a friend from college that I saw on Facebook, and he was turning 50 last year, and he was just working out, and he is ripped right now. I mean, you looking at me and you're just like, oh, okay, whatever, guy. But like he is like ripped, like, and he wasn't. He was like skinny like me, tall or whatever, and now he's just a beast. And I was like, I gotta do something. I gotta get in shape because I'm not in shape, and I haven't been for a while.
You're in shape. You're in good enough shape.
So I said, you know what?
Careful, Derek. Watch it.
Tippy toes. And then so I told him, and I was like, hey, I should probably do like 25,000 or whatever. That's a reasonable goal, right? He was like, you should do 50 because it's your 50th birthday. And I was like, you know what? I should. And then 50 almost turned into 75 because I was born in 1975. Oh. I was thinking that, but I for my calculations and Google's, I should hit it probably in August at some point.
How many do you do a day?
The goal is about 250, but I take rest days depending on I'm breaking down. I'm not kidding you.
I believe it. Yeah.
In the beginning, I was fine. March was my peak. I was just kicking butt. I think actually March wasn't. That was actually my month peak. I had over 8,000 in a month, and then last month, I was 1 week I had over 2,300. So I peak and then I come down. But again, like if I do it all in one session, like multiple sets, this shoulder will be on fire for some reason.
Of course it will.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. This shoulder.
You don't know why because you're doing
it's only this
250
shoulder.
push-ups.
But it's only this shoulder, so I don't know if I'm doing the push-ups wrong or if it's just
some sort of imbalance or something.
It might be. Because this shoulder was actually affecting me. It still does.
Derek will give you a massage if you want.
Happily.
So the tendons in these muscles are, they're completely
Of course
shot.
Is that where the camera goes? Is that the shoulder
Yes.
where the camera goes? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So maybe it's just this one's more toned because I've had more weight on this over the years. This one's like, what are you doing to yourself? But anyways, long story short, it's just my body is kind of breaking down a little bit. I can feel it. I mean, and it's tough getting the mindset every single time. You're like, oh, I got to get down to do 250 tonight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And like, so this morning it's like, I did 150 and I was like, oh, great. Cause now I'm making it where cause I used to be like 250, 3 the next day, maybe 400 the next day.
Oh my God.
And then, so I would just kind of fluctuate, maybe go back to 250. But now I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to start resting my body a little bit and just doing 250. I was doing sets of 40 up until 250. Sets of 40.
That's a lot
time.
of push-ups in a row.
So, and then he was doing push-ups one day and he was like, I got what?
I think I can get 40-ish, but not consecutive. Like I can do one batch of 40 and then from then it's 10.
Yeah.
So I cannot do 40, 40, 40, 40, 40.
Which is incredible because he's way more in shape than that.
Oh, don't come on.
He's way more in shape.
Yeah, no.
Don't need to compliment.
Push-ups they're different. I did 100 push-ups to start this whole thing last year when I started doing push-ups. I did 100 push-ups. The next, I think it was like 2 or 3 days afterwards, I couldn't even do 10. I couldn't even do 10.
Oh, how sore your body is. Yeah.
It was just so sore. And then once I broke that, it was just limitless. And then now I'm coming back down. But I think it's just a roller coaster.
It's incredible, the consistency. And that's what, that's how you get good. I don't know, man. How do you do it? How do you keep, honestly, today, tomorrow, there are days when you must want to quit.
Yes.
Why haven't you?
Every single day.
Yeah.
Because if I quit, then I'm letting myself down. So, and it doesn't matter about anybody else. It's just me. So once you set a goal, you want to keep, and you're showing your kids. I have 2 daughters that I want to show that, look, if you have a goal and you set it and you keep it, it's on you to keep it, right? I mean, it's your goal. And so just keep going. And so if I stop, And I'm not only letting myself down, but I'm also, as a parent, I'm kind of
you feel like you're setting a
showing
bad
them,
example.
a bad example of them. You know what? I'm done. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, you're not. You're not,
I'm not
sir.
sure if
And
it's
that's
actually
your-
helping. I don't know if it's helping, but maybe it is. My daughter actually recently, she wants to play basketball. So she was telling her friends last week that she is going to practice for an hour every single day during the summer so she can make the basketball team in 7th grade. And I thought, maybe it's helping.
Sure. Yeah.
It is helping, Matt. It is.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, of course it is. It's certainly not an. Yeah, you must assume that it is because you know what doesn't help with kids? Lectures. You lead by example, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, and my daughter actually was playing basketball with her, and she had a bad day, and I told her, like, look, we're all gonna have bad days. You're gonna have a bad day. You're not gonna make every shot. Just come back next day and just try harder. But she, you're a kid, man. You don't think like that. You
No,
don't think that, like,
absolutely not.
I'm terrible. I'm never gonna be great.
I'm bad. I quit. Everyone's laughing at me.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I told her, I was like, look, you're in your driveway playing basketball. No one's looking at you. Just play.
Yeah. Can I shift gears a little bit to your interests, your career? You've done a lot of amazing things in your career.
Yeah.
Is there any franchise or piece that you're most proud of?
I mean, you can go back, and if everyone remembers the Americans when we did it here at Fox with Charlie LaDuff, that was an experience in itself. I mean, the travel, the different things that we encountered. I mean, we were going after the top stories every other week, and then turning around, coming back home, and putting out a piece. And
Explain what the Americans was.
Americans basically was just going out and doing these kind of long form pieces. We were in a kind of experimental state as well
Sure.
just like
Yeah.
we are now when we started the Weatherboys, and trying to find the perfect time, how long these should be. And they started out, our first shoot was North Dakota, talking about the fracking and all the people that traveled to Williston, North Carolina, North Dakota to make money. And there was a lot of crime because you got a lot of men that were coming up to these places, and there was no family life because all these guys are staying in one hotel, and it's, what do you do when you're not working? And so a lot of guys were going to jail, and it was really cool. That, if you remember, that was the winter of 2014. That was when the polar vortex came in. And
Yes.
It was,
that was that year in North Dakota.
oh my gosh.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It was like,
Did you lose a
minus
toe?
40.
Jeez,
Yeah,
man.
in the middle of the day, we're doing an interview, and I thought I was going to die. I seriously, it was so cold. But like all these experiences, all these trips or whatever.
You went up to Washington where there was the active gunman, like the barricaded gunman situation. Wasn't that where that one was?
Yeah, and that was actually the second part of it. If you remember the standoff from
The
standoff from Nevada, and it was just north of Las Vegas, and with a rancher. Basically, this man had his cattle on U.S. government land, and they were grazing, and so they took the cattle, and I think they killed the cattle, and then it started off into a standoff, and so that ended, and then it led to another standoff a couple of years later up in Oregon at a bird sanctuary.
Yeah.
And that one was interesting because that one ended in a death of a shooting death of one of the ranchers or whatever during a chase or whatever with some federal agents. But the week we were up there, it's just, I mean, these guys are walking around with these long guns, and you're just on your.
But you guys
very scary.
You went down to the border, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember LaDuff was in like a kayak or something, like a blow up.
Speedo.
of course.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Oh, jet ski. Was it a jet ski?
No, he was just in a banana canoe or a banana kayak.
Yeah, that's right.
Blow up banana kayak.
Yeah.
And in a red, white, and blue
Speedo.
Sounds right.
That's yeah.
But so you guys went.
Image
So
seared in my brain.
you went all over, but you did just mention that you've got some kids. Is that tough? I mean, it's got to
really
be tough.
It was really tough because my daughters were really young at that time, and at the time it was one of those things where it was like, can I do it? And my wife and I had talked about it, and we did it, and the longest I was gone on some of these trips were about 3 or 4 days, sometimes shorter, and then you come back and you're home for a couple of weeks, and then you go back on the road and do another one.
It's still tough.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Baseball in San Quentin prison, that was another kind of.
I remember that one.
Fantastic.
I remember that one.
Yeah, because we had the PR guy come up to us and say, "Hey, look, I'm going to tell you right now." He goes, "If something happens in the prison, we're going on full lockdown, and we cannot get you guys out. So basically, you'll be in there, and you're on your own.
Well, that'll be a story.
I mean, good.
That'll be a story to tell.
I'll tell you what, the Weatherboys franchise is a lot easier than that.
So yeah, we had some good ones. We had some great Detroit stories. Avalon Village, if I remember that. Whole block that Mama Shoe bought in Highland Park and turned into like the homework house and and all sorts of great things for kids. And we did one that I actually just put up on social media because I think about it every single time. And that's the mayor of Hell.
Yeah.
John Cologne, who basically a lot of the money that he made from Hell, Michigan, went back to veterans to basically put flowers at their grave markers, and he adopted a lot of grave sites to put those flowers on there. So
man, there's
kids through school. I mean, so many great stories.
A lot of good people in the world, and the nature of news is not to highlight that. Generally, it's fantastic when we can. Oh, it makes my heart.
Matt, you edited a piece of mine that I stumbled on years ago, the Bill Messner Loebs, the comic book artist.
Love that story.
One arm.
Oh, it was great. It was a great story.
One arm, and he was a comic book illustrator. He was he was a writer for it and an illustrator himself, and he was homeless. Yeah, he lost his money, and he had a gas leak in his home, and he had to evacuate his home, and he was living out of his car. And we met Bill, and it was my first time working with you, Matt. And that was where I was like, dude, this guy is special because you were like, oh, we have to shoot it this way. We're going to go shoot this. And I said to you, I've got some comic books that Bill illustrated when I was a kid.
Favorite. Yeah, and we went to your in-laws' house, right?
And you were like, let's go shoot that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how? And you were like, we're going to do this, and you're going to open it, and you're going to give a bit of a confessional part. And it just kind of hit me at that moment, and I got emotional at that moment, and you got it, and that
story.
And that story led to Bill. We helped him in a way, and it's always a fine line because we didn't want to set up a GoFundMe on his behalf. It gets a little bit murky, but we helped kind of direct people to where to go to donate money, and he made $70,000, and he was able to make enough money to get an apartment.
That's awesome.
And so, but that's like the stuff that you do, Matt. Like your genius helps make that stuff happen. I don't know if you know that about yourself.
Collaboration, but I mean, the thing is that it's all about emotion. It's all about having a flow, having a pace, and that's pacing and editing is such a
art.
It is, and it's hard. It's tough, and music plays a huge part in that. It really kind of brings those emotions out, and I think it's
you
really
play
important.
us like a fiddle, man, and I love it. I love it.
I do remember one other story I did that Matt did not edit that had music in it. And Matt comes in and he goes, we need to have a class about how to select music because
it's tough.
That was not the right music choice. And I was like,
it's tough. Listen, it's tough. And listen, I've never point out someone's work or whatever, but I mean, music is so tough to choose.
No, I picked the music for the record. I picked it. It wasn't somebody else.
Oh,
it was
no.
Derek.
I would imagine that you would pick the right music. You're so particular. You're so specific.
I thought it was right. And Matt was like, that wasn't right, buddy.
I'll tell you what you're good at, though.
What?
Everything else.
No, because
the one other thing I'm good at.
You're a great scientist. The one thing is that you took over for the Weatherboys is making basically the thumbnails for YouTube, and I think they're spectacular.
Oh, they are.
Oh, really?
Yes, I really do. I think that you've done a great job.
Agree.
And a lot of them, a lot of times, it's better than my stuff that I put together.
I appreciate the heck out of that because I'm not sure if they're good or not, and I'm trying to make you proud in a weird way. You're like,
they look fantastic. Because I haven't told you that yet.
Oh yeah, you haven't.
I haven't. So
Well, we can end this
not just say
podcast on
it to
that.
We're all done,
I'm
everybody.
Right out in the open here and say how great that is. And Alan, obviously, your script writing is fantastic. I don't think I've ever had somebody write like you do. So, and everyone's different anyways. I mean, you go back to talking about LaDuff, he's way different from everybody else.
Oh yeah.
And you're way different. You're in a class of your own as far as how you write. And I love it.
I think we are a real special tripod, the three of us.
You've always called it that.
I have.
And I like that you stuck with it.
Yes.
Because tripods fall over if they only have two.
If they only have two, yeah, that wouldn't be safe.
Should we talk about what we talked about yesterday? Have you talked to Derek about it yet?
Oh, I mentioned
briefly.
It. I did mention
we
it.
were going to save it for this.
Yes.
So fill me in. What's the future hold?
So what I want to do this summer and I think it would reduce some of like the time to put some of these together.
Great.
Is to hold a Weatherboy challenge, a summer challenge, right? Between the both of you. And so what that means is that 1 week or whatever, one story, you're going to choose a challenge and you don't tell them what you're doing. We just get in the car and we go.
Okay.
And so you set it up and we go and we challenge. There's no practice. There's no learning. You just go do it. It's called the Weatherboy Challenge. And then he does it to you.
I like it.
I love it. I already have a date. I know what mine's going to be, but it's in late July.
He's got a
maybe
head
it's not
start
going to
on
be
me.
first. Well, this is one I've been thinking about, Derek's Adventure. And Matt, you know what this is.
Yes, I do. We've been talking about it for over a year. Over a year.
So the organization is like, okay, shut up, man. You're not going to come out here.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get that done.
I like this idea a lot. It's like very road rules, real world challenge.
Yeah.
Where like you kind of, it's like a separate entity from the main thing.
What do you think about a blindfold?
It's 100. Oh, I
Put it
already
in the
assumed.
car, and then
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we take you to the place.
We'll like throw you in the
here we
trunk.
are.
What about throwing him in the trunk?
Oh,
on the
that's
way
a good
there,
idea.
like a fake kidnapping. We actually just get him at some random point in the day, and then we take him away.
I don't think MSP will like us throwing people in trunks.
It's
and
not
driving.
people. It's just you. It's not random folks.
Do you remember old school when they came and they were
Yes, exactly. That's
right?
exactly.
They're getting the pledges and they come
Yes.
in the supermarket and just just blow over some carts and throw the guy in the van.
I like it. I do think.
Yeah.
So we have been sprinting since. Remember when our boss came to us and was like, "We're going to do a live New Year's Eve show. We want the Weatherboys to be a big part of it." That marked like a real sprint for us because that kicked off 6 months of like. We were doing stories. We're doing podcasts. We're doing animations. We're doing all. So I like the idea of something in the summer that would reduce a little bit of that time. That would be good.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. And now competition, like we don't have to compete, or do we? Or I guess we'll probably just make it up as we go. Like against each other, with each other, against another person. Everyone's looking at me like, you guys don't know.
I think
I
you
don't know.
should, no, you both should.
No, I'll tell you
compete.
why I'm looking at you that way.
Okay, do it.
It's because of the NFL Combine story.
Oh.
You remember the NFL Combine story? You're
Yeah.
wearing the shirt, by the way, from the NFL Combine story.
You're still mad at me about that?
Yes, I'm still mad at you about that.
Should we hash it out?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
There's nothing to hash out. You screwed up. So
I don't think I did screw up. I know.
Angry.
I was mad.
Okay, so you tell your side, then I'll go ahead.
We were going to do 5 challenges. So speaking of challenges, we were going to do 5 challenges.
Yep.
And Alan won the first, I won the second, Alan won the third. And I said to him, and it was all going to culminate in that high heels 40-yard dash that Alan had come up with as a great idea. And so the 4th challenge, I said, Alan, you've got to let me win. So it's 2-2 going into the final challenge.
Did he let you do that?
Not even close. He couldn't let me win. So we had this ultimate drama. It was going to be ultimate drama. And he freaking win. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like he didn't even feign that he was trying. He just went out there full 100% and he won. So now it's 3-1 going to the final race. No one gives a crap about the race. Alan's already technically won. I was so freaking mad at you.
3 things. Everyone cared because Matt still made it sing. No one even realized it. Number 2, I get your point and you're not totally wrong. But I watch so many YouTube videos of my kids watch YouTube and they do all these like challenge things and they're so freaking fake. And I do not ever want to do anything fake because it grates against my soul.
All you had to do I think the 4th one was like we were covering each other. And you just had to let me like catch it. Like you could have, oh yeah, I'm a little bit behind. And I had a move where I think I had some space on you. And you still came up and knocked the ball out of my hand. And I was like,
don't back
all
down.
you had to do was just not knock the ball out of my hand.
I know.
He could have slowed up after he pulled his hammy.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Dude, that was, yeah. Look.
Yeah, he did. Didn't he bruise?
Yeah, it was nasty.
He bruised big time.
Yeah, no, I legit. That was a pain. That was top 5 pains.
Yeah, guess what? Serves you right.
It's karma. Wow. That's karma. I know. I couldn't.
I don't even feel bad.
I couldn't. You shouldn't. And you shouldn't.
This is kind of where I want these to go. So I think that you guys should really put on your,
But here's the problem. The older I get, the less competitive I get. Do you notice that?
But you guys are
And
brothers.
so, I know, but he is always at 1,000% when it comes to competition. So like what's going to end up happening is it's going to be a close thing and I'm just going to go, okay, like I'm going to jump out of the way and he's going to win every time. So that's why that's why I don't love the competition part.
Have you seen him throw a baseball?
Yeah, I'll just
Or a cartwheel. You remember the cartwills?
Cartwheels,
My
baseball,
were
and
terrible.
swimming.
I thought he was.
Oh my God.
I thought he was in a shot put competition when he was throwing a baseball.
My mechanics needed a little bit of work. That's for sure. But then fine. Then we can be on a team then. they can challenge us.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
a good
for
idea.
mine, I don't really know what the challenge is, but we have to do it. But yeah, there's a way that we can do it because I like being on your team too. I think it's fun.
I like the team aspect better personally because I don't love the idea of like it's you against me. I like the idea of you and me supporting each other because that's kind of we stumbled into that theme pretty early where it was like we don't have to degrade the other one. And I learned that at the gymnastics.
You did. My feelings were hurt.
I was going pretty
As they should
hardcore.
be.
As
They
like,
were hurt.
I'm better. I'm better. I'm
you
better.
were.
Right?
And you
He was
were.
kicking butt.
Yeah,
You were.
And then it was like, oh, this isn't going to play well on TV.
You looked so sweet doing those cards. You did.
Yeah, but it doesn't play well. It plays better if we're supporting each other.
Right. Right. Or if the one who is not doing well is the bully. You were doing well and bullying me.
Correct.
Right.
That's exactly it.
We call that punching down.
Yes.
Jeez.
We don't want to do that. Okay. We got to go. We're
Yeah.
coming up on 50 minutes here.
We gotta look at radar.
Before we go, because I was going to make this point. 40 used to be like the middle age, like you're under what midlife
crisis.
midlife crisis, right? But at 40, did you feel like that? I did not. I did not feel like, oh, I gotta.
Well, actually,
I gotta get a sports car and a new girl.
I'm turning 40.
it's coming up.
In a month and a half.
I know. Why have we not started planning?
Well, then you're
The big
you're
4-0.
You're close behind.
I'm 1 year behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll be 39
that's right. I
in a
keep
month.
forgetting.
But you're right. We're the same. Yeah.
I always forget that.
We're a
Okay.
month and a year.
But now,
Yeah.
but at
Or 11
50,
months.
I feel like that I just need to be in shape and I need to be healthy, and I think that's my midlife crisis. It's just I don't want to get old, but I am, and I just need to be healthy.
It's a pretty good midlife crisis to have.
All right, Matt Phillips. We
Thanks
love
for
you,
having
man.
me on.
Yeah,
We
man.
love you.
It's great.
Bring me on again. I don't care.
The
Yeah.
three Weatherboys together. It's always fun. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you.
All right. Don't forget, you can check out all of the content that Matt has amazingly edited. All of the Weatherboys pieces are on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube page, our Spotify page, and of course, you can download Fox Local, and our entire library is there as well.
Feel free to leave some comments. Constructive criticism is great.
Great.
Only
As long
say
as-
nice things.
We like nice things. Yes, we like.
Bad things are good too. Negative things.
You're right. No, you're right.
We
work
did
harder.
talk about that.
You're right. You're right.
Our exchange that we had in the rugby piece helped us both grow.
Iron
I love
sharpens
that.
iron.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bye bye.